morning guys, this is Zoe Marlowe. I'm hoping that you can all hear me. Always a surprise when I get a little thumbs up from somebody or I know that it's working. So let's just hope that this is working. I'm going to give it a few minutes just to let people arrive. So just to give you a bit of background on me, my name is Zoe Marlowe and I'm going to be doing a yoga for runners class this morning. So lots of stretching, lots of working on our quads, our glutes, hamstrings. It will just be a really lovely, deep, flowing, stretching class. Good morning, Katie. Morning. So yeah, I don't know if lots of you have come back. Lots of you have come back to running the last few weeks. I stopped running for a very long time just because I find it quite tough on the body, but actually I'm really enjoying just once or twice a week getting out there, the freedom, the space, the time to clear my head. The combination of that with the yoga I'm finding really lovely. So I've written a class this morning just to really stretch into mainly into our legs. So it'll be mainly sort of hip flexion, extension, and it will be hamstring work, a little bit of heart opening as we do through a vinyasa flow, but there will be lots of forward folds working on the psoas muscle at the back. So let's just take a couple of minutes. If you're new to yoga and a little bit stiff, you might want to grab yourself a cushion just to sit on. Sometimes allows the hips to open a little bit deeper. So let's just get ourselves into a comfortable seating position. I'm just going to put a bit of music on, nothing too loud, so just bear with me a minute while I put. I'm hoping. No, it's not liking it. Good morning, Emma. So we'll leave the music today. If you've got your own music, you can have that on, that's fine. So let's grab ourselves our cushion and come to seating. Going to start in our comfortable seated position with our legs crossed. And bring your hands together, your hands onto your knees with your palms facing up. Just take a moment to reconnect yourself with your breath. Settle your mind. Release anything that you've come across this morning that's not serving you well. Let go of any conversations, any emails, any crosswords with children. Let it all go. Just allow a few breaths to reconnect back to your body, back to the present moment. And remember that yoga is a guided practice, so anything that feels good is okay, but just please remember I'm guiding you in and out of these poses, and if you feel any pinching, tightness, anything that's not feeling good, step back, step away from it. This is supposed to be a kind, mindful practice. And really listen to your body. So allow your thoughts, your mind, your body, listen to what's going on inside. I really encourage people to practice with their eyes closed where they can. If they know what I'm talking through and they've done some of these before, then it's really, really great if you can do some of the poses with your eyes closed, because you'll allow yourself to feel into what feels good as you come through these stretches. So just taking a moment here. Let's take one long inhale through our nose. And as we inhale through our nose, let's imagine that breath drawing all the way down to our belly button. So we're really trying to open the diaphragm, engage the whole of our lungs as we inhale, and then as we exhale, visualize it coming back up and out through the vocal cords, Exhale through your mouth. And make a loud sigh. So inhale one more time through your nose. Lovely, big, luscious inhale. And as we exhale, blow it away. Reconnecting with your breath. And we're going to start with some gentle head rolls. So let's drop the ear, left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, forward fold. Rolling that neck, chin to chest. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, coming over the top. Left ear to left shoulder. Exhale as you drop chin to chest. Inhale, coming back up. And then taking it the other way. Doing this with your eyes closed will really allow you to connect in with what feels good. And that's what we're looking for today. Inhaling up and over. Exhaling right ear to right shoulder. Chin to chest. Inhaling, coming back up. Wonderful. Now let's lift those shoulders up to our ears. On an inhale, and then as we exhale, let go. One more time. Inhale, lift those shoulders up. Exhale, let it go. Great. Now let's take some circles with our shoulders, rolling them back, releasing any tension here, just starting to reconnect with our body, and then taking them forward. Great, let's bring our arms down by our side as we inhale, left arm rises, exhale over to the right, really opening through your rib cage here. Deep exhale. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, coming down. Inhale as your right arm rises. Exhale, coming over the top. Maybe just take your gaze up to your elbow. Try and keep your shoulders facing forward. Exhale, breathe into that stretch. Warming up the body. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, releasing. Let's take both arms up overhead this time. Have a lovely big stretch, trying to elongate that spine. And as we exhale, we're going to forward fold all the way down, bringing your hands to the mat here. And just allowing your forehead to come somewhere near your mat. Maybe it can touch the mat today, maybe it can't. Close your eyes, find some space here in your joints. And remember, as you exhale, with every exhale, dropping a little deeper into that stretch. And inhale, walking your hands back to your body as you inhale, drawing them back up overhead. Let's take another lovely, long, deep stretch. Fingertips up to the sky, opening through that rib cage. And as we exhale, let's forward fold again. One more time, bringing those hands down to the mat. Exhale deeply, bringing that forehead to the mat. You can feel that stretch in your lumbar spine, in your hips. Enjoy that deep stretch here. And as you inhale, walking those hands back to your body and inhaling, let's bring the hands up and exhale them down by our sides. So let's take our feet this time and we're going to open our feet. We're going to bring our soles of our feet together. I hope you can see me well enough. So we're going to bring the soles of our feet together and just allow our hip flexors to start to open. Maybe you want to take a little bounce here to start just creating a bit of movement and softness in those hips. As we exhale, we're going to pull our body forward. So we want to imagine that our chest is coming down towards our feet. Take your hands around your feet and use your elbows to sort of peel your knees and hips slightly further apart. So take your hands around your feet, take those elbows into those knees, and as you exhale, draw your chest towards your feet. Hold it here. Enjoy that stretch. And remember, with the deeper stretch comes from your deeper breath. So release that breath further. Drop deeper into that stretch. Inhale, release your arms. Let's bring the feet back together. Take our feet wide and just give them a shake. And then we're going to get rid of the cushion if you were sitting on a cushion, and we're going to come into Janushirasana, which is our side fold. So taking your right foot out, you're going to bring your left heel, left sole of your foot inside the thigh of your right leg. Really pushing through the right heel, so you're engaging this whole leg. You can feel as you push through the heel, the toes are flexed up to the sky. You can feel the engagement on the hamstrings here, and the glutes and the quads all the way up here. So as we inhale, arms rise. Twist your chest towards that right leg, and as you exhale, fold your body. Grab hold of those toes on that right side. Let's exhale here. Lovely deep stretch. Another big exhale. Maybe you can drop a little deeper. Maybe today you can just grab your ankle or your thigh or your shin. Don't worry where you are in your practice. Listen to your body. Inhale, arms come all the way up. We're going to do that one more time. Find a bit more space in your spine. Maybe take your hands further up. Stretch, and as we exhale, fingers come to toes, forehead comes to knee, exhale. Deepen that stretch. You should feel a really lovely stretch here through your hamstrings, through your quads, into your hip. Inhaling, coming up. Lovely, exhale. Let's bring the hands down by our side. Let's swap legs. Bringing your right sole of your foot inside your left thigh this time. Pushing through that left leg. Again, engaging through these left quads. Pushing through your heel. Flex toes up to the sky. Whenever you extend a leg, you really want to make sure that everything is still working, everything is still moving, everything is engaged. So just take a moment to think about your setup. Never a rush to get into a pose. It's about how you get into that pose, which is going to make the difference. So as you inhale, arms rise up to the sky. Maybe you can find a bit of space in the spine here. Lovely big stretch. Twist that body over to the left leg as you exhale. Grab those toes on the left side. Draw your forehead to your left knee. Engaging by pushing through that left heel all the time. Breathing all the way down to your belly. Remember the big deep inhale using the whole of your lungs, diaphragm, rib cage. And as you exhale, maybe you can drop deeper into that stretch. So it's about finding space. Inhale, arms rise slowly up to the sky. Let's find a bit more space. Take those arms up higher. Remember to keep that left extended leg flexed. Push through that heel as we exhale, forward fold. Grabbing those toes. Maybe you can grab the ankle or the shin, whatever works for you today. Listen to your body. Deep stretch. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, let's bring our arms down by our sides and let's just give our legs a shake out. Well done, guys. Starting to feel the stretches here in the back in your psoas muscle. You've got this lovely big psoas muscle around the back of your lumbar spine. Comes all the way around, all the way down to your hips. Gets really tight when you run, any exercise you do. So this is a really great one for just trying to stretch it out. So let's extend the legs in front of us. Again, remember that we want to push through the heels, flex the feet. Always keeping everything engaged. Think about the core. So exhale, draw. Inhale, draw all the way up through your legs. All the way up to the crown of your head. Arms come up overhead as you exhale, forward fold. Again, you can feel that lovely stretch through those hamstrings, quads and glutes, again across your lumbar spine. And remember, as I said before, with every exhale, you can drop a little deeper into that stretch. So this practice this morning is about finding space in those joints, creating space for those muscles. Inhale, arms come up. Stretch up through the sky as we exhale, forward fold one more time. Breathing here. Inhale, coming all the way up. Well done. Exhaling, let's bring our hands down by our side, just roll the shoulders. Click the neck, did you hear my neck click? Cracked about 3 times there. And then let's come down onto all fours. So we're going to calm down into our cat-cow, taking a moment with your setup. So for those of you that haven't done this before, make sure that your hands and palms are fingers widespread. When you come into your cat-cow, you want to make sure that your wrists are under your shoulders, shoulder width apart. When you come down, you want your knees under your hip width apart. Same with the feet. So just check in with your alignment as you come through this. Everything should be in line. Strong body. Drawing up from your pelvic floor, up through your middle. Exhale. Drop your breath, drop your belly. Take your gaze up to the sky. Inhale, drawing everything in. Lifting that belly, curling the head, bringing your chin to your chest. Exhale, pushing away, dropping that spine, sticking that bottom out, engaging the shoulders. You can feel the stretch across your back. Inhale, drawing it in. Try and come through this cat-cow with your eyes closed, because you really will connect to how it feels. And I think that's the beauty of the yoga. Just glide in and out of the pose, trying to connect to what feels good. So I'm going to try to get my music on one more time. If it doesn't work. Morning Sally, morning Zoe, morning Katie, guys. I'm just going to see if I can. Don't know why it won't work this morning. So, coming back to your stillness, we're going to come through some ab crunches and extending our legs. So as we exhale, we're going to take the right leg away, pushing through those toes. Remembering to check your setup here so that you're protecting your shoulders. As you inhale, you're going to lift that right foot up and you're going to just raise that right knee. So you can feel that extension and flexion through that right hip. You can feel your body stretching. You can feel the psoas muscle stretching. Your lumbar spine is engaging. Your core is engaging. Draw the energy up. Hold it there. Lift that right knee up to the sky, pointing those toes to the sky. Finding some space in that hip. And then exhale, let's bring that one down. Inhale, let's draw the left leg back and up. So we're taking it straight first of all, engaging through your toes. Then we're going to bend that left knee. Inhale, we're going to lift that left knee. Just feeling the connection through that psoas, through the hip flexor, stretching that lovely hip flexor that works so hard for you when you're running, and just stretching it the opposite direction. Slight counter stretch to how you would use it when you're running. So it just stretching that muscle in an opposite direction. Keep your gaze in neutral so that your spine is in neutral here. Exhale, let's bring that left leg down. Push your bottom back onto your heels, drop your forehead to the floor, and let's just stretch in child's pose. Reconnect with your breath. Probably start to feel that your heart rate is increasing. Inhale, let's come back to all fours. We're going to come through our crunches. So as we exhale, we're going to take that right foot out, left arm comes out. So now you're stretching from your fingertips to your toes, really engaging your core. As you inhale, you're going to draw your right knee to meet your left elbow. Also rounding your back, drawing your chin to your chest. Exhale, pushing away with control, coming through these crunches quite slowly so that you know that everything is engaging, everything is working, and everything is getting a really deep stretch. Pushing away, fingertips away. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale, pushing away. Inhale, drawing it in. Exhale, pushing away. Left fingers, right toes, last time. Inhale, drawing it in. Exhale, pushing away. Well done. Dropping that left hand, dropping that right knee. Exhale, lift that left leg. Lift that right arm. Inhale, drawing it in. Exhale, pushing away, coming through your stretches on the opposite side. Inhale, drawing in. Remember, when you draw your breath in, you're using the whole of your lungs. So try and draw your breath all the way down to your belly button. Exhale, pushing away. You can feel your glutes engage. You can feel your hamstrings. You're opening your... Sorry about that. I hadn't put... One more. Inhale, drawing it in. Exhale, drop that left knee, drop that right hand. Now we're going to curl our toes as we exhale. We're going to push back into our down dog. Step your feet slightly closer to your hands. And remember that this is a shoulder stretch, so you really want to be pushing that head through your arms, connecting to your shoulders. And let's pedal away. Let's start to stretch those hamstrings. So just take your heels to the ground, one at a time. Maybe you want to come through this. Maybe you want to come through this, wiggling those hips. So you start to find some space in your hips. So you can take your hips from side to side, and maybe you want to take your gaze from left to right. So you're really moving everything. Again, if you're doing this with your eyes closed, you can really find some lovely space. And then as we exhale, let's just drop into that space. Holding it there, you know that this is a restorative space. So any position that you don't want to be in, you can just drop into your child's pose or drop into your down dog. At any point, it will allow you to find some rest, reconnect with your breath. So let's just stay there as we are, pedaling through. I'm just going to move my book so I can see what I'm doing. On the next inhale, let's drop down into our plank. Take a moment to think about your setup again. So you don't want to be dropping too low into your back. Hold it here. Pushing through, so that engaging through your core, engaging through your legs. As you exhale, let's take our weight and push into our heels. So you're really connecting through your legs. Inhale, come up onto your tiptoes. Can you see that movement that I'm making? It's engaging the legs, stretching all the way through the core. Exhale, pushing back. Inhale, coming up onto your tiptoes. Exhale, pushing back into those heels. Inhale, coming up onto your tiptoes. Last one, exhale, pushing back into your heels. And on the next inhale, let's just lift the bottom up, push the heels away. Engage with your breath, drawing that energy all the way down to your belly button. So on the next inhale, let's step that right foot through. We're coming into our low lunge here. As we exhale, we're going to drop our left knee, uncurl our left toes. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, let's drop deeply into that stretch. So here you really are taking time to open up this hip flexor here on the left. Check in with yourself that your right ankle is under your right knee. Always want to protect your joints where you can. Inhale, arms come up, exhale. Enjoy that stretch. Just breathe here. Let's take a few breaths here. Inhale your breath all the way down to your belly button. Using the whole of your lungs, embracing and enjoying what's going on inside you, connecting your breath, your mind. Hold it here. And let's exhale. Let's just drop the arms to the floor and stay here for another couple of breaths. Just let the shoulders rest. Keep your head in neutral. Really feeling that lovely deep stretch in that left hip flexor. And then let's come to tiptoes, curl those left toes, straighten that left leg as we're going to come into our high lunge, runner's lunge here. Inhale, exhale. So now you are in the same position, but we're on a straight leg on the left, pushing our weight through our left heel, really still engaging and extending through our hip flexor, but we're also stretching through the leg, so we're getting a deeper stretch into our hamstrings, which is a really great one for the runners. Inhale, arms, let's take the arms wide. Gaze is slightly up, as though you can hold the sun in your arms. Smile here through this stretch. Inhale, exhale. Exhale, let's bring our hands back down. Let's drop our left leg, uncurl our left toes. Arms come up. Exhale, let's bring our hands together at our heart center. We're going to come into a side twist now. Exhale, take the left elbow over the right knee. Right elbow comes up to the sky. Let's curl those left toes, straighten that left leg. Feel that lovely squeeze. Opening up across your shoulders, through your hips. If you want here, you can open your arms, but otherwise just keep them here. This is more about the twist and the leg stretch. Exhale, drop your gaze first. Bring the hands down to the floor. As you exhale, take your right foot back to meet your left. Push back into your down dog. Let's have a nice pedal here. Maybe just drop your eyes closed and exhale. Reconnect with what feels good. Push those heels away, extending through those hamstrings. On the next inhale, let's step the left foot up. So we're going to come in through our lunges on the opposite side. Drop your right heel, uncurl your right toes. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, let's drop deeply into that lovely lunge on your opposite side. Again, engaging from your pelvic floor all the way up to the crown of your head. So you really want to feel that you're connecting with all of your core, all of your center. Deep stretch through that right hip flexor. And again, just check the setup on your left side. So just make sure that your ankle is under your left knee. Roll those shoulders back. Inhale, let's take those arms wide. Exhale. Lovely big stretch here, giving that right hip Alexa some time to just drop into that stretch. On an exhale, let's bring those hands down to the mat. Curl those right toes, straighten that right leg. You're really pushing through that right heel, engaging the hamstrings now on the right side. As we inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, drop deeply into that lovely stretch on the right side. Hamstrings are engaging, hip flexor. Again, you've got your imaginary thread coming all the way out from the pelvic floor, through the core, chest, vocal cords, all the way at the crown of your head. Shoulders are back, engaging your shoulder blades. Arms are open, and smile. What an amazing day this is. How grateful I am for my mat today. Exhale, let's bring our hands to the floor, allowing me to not have calls today. Sorry guys, I've put my phone on, but it's not working. So we're coming up, we are inhaling as we come up. Exhaling, we're bringing our hands together at our heart center, taking our right elbow over our left knee this time. Left elbow comes up to the sky. Let's curl those right toes as we exhale. Push back into that right leg, extending through that hamstring. Pushing into the heel. Taking your gaze up to the sky. Breathe here. Again, option if you want to open those arms wide. Otherwise, keep them at your heart center. Exhale, push into that right leg. Finding space in the joints and the muscles. Up to the sky. Exhale, let's release our head, release our hands. Let's take our left leg back. Exhale, push back into our down dog. A lovely deep stretch. Let's inhale, right leg comes through, left leg comes through. We're going to keep our feet together, hip width apart. Bend your knees as you inhale. Let's draw our arms all the way up and overhead. Bring your hands together overhead as you exhale. Let's just have a gentle back bend here. Feeling that stretch. Again, opening the hips here, opening your hip flexors. Engaging here. And as you exhale, let's just take a really lovely deep forward fold. Allow the head to hang, arms to hang. Deep exhale. Legs are straight. You can feel the stretch through the hamstrings here. Connecting with your breath. Let's bend the knees. Inhale. Draw the arms all the way up overhead. Bring those hands together as we exhale. Let's have a gentle back bend. Again, opening those hip flexors. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Drop that head. Imagine that the crown of the head is looking at the floor, so you really want to think about that. No extension of the neck, we're protecting the neck here. Exhale, dropping the forehead down. Inhale, this time we're going to bend the knees as we swoop our hands up. We're going to exhale, drop into our chair. So from chair, you want to think about taking the weight into your bottom. Arms are forward. Weight into your heels. Keep your toes on the floor. Arms come up. Exhale. Drawing your energy in from your core. So really engaging here. And then let's exhale, releasing your hands to the floor. Inhale, drawing your arms all the way up. Gentle back bend. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Bend the knees. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, drop into your chair. Remember, weight comes into your bottom, take your weight into your heels. Exhale, arms come down. Inhale, rising, straighten those legs, straighten those arms, extend those hips. Exhale, let's bring our hands back down by our sides and let's just check in with how we're feeling. So let's bring our right hand onto our heart center and our left hand onto our belly. Just drop your eyelids closed for a minute. Let's just reconnect. You can feel the zing, the energy that's reworking itself around the body. You can feel that your heart rate has increased. Hopefully you're starting to use more of your lungs, and hopefully you're starting to feel warmth in your hips and your thighs, your legs, your lower back. So coming back to the top of your mat. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, you're going to take your left leg back this time. We're going to open up onto the left side of our mat, or wherever it is that you are, that you can see me. So we're coming into our forward fold, wide leg forward fold. So from here, we're going to be extending through our lower back, extending through our hips, extending through our hamstrings. So inhale, arms come wide. Think about keeping these arms super strong. So when you point with those fingers, you really mean it, and you can feel your shoulder blades engage at the back. You can feel the shoulders roll back as the arms come wide. And as you exhale and you forward fold, think about that pivot. So you're coming in from the hips. So we're not just falling forward here. We're really moving from our hips with complete determination to keep that spine straight. As we exhale, we're coming down. So just think about that. So taking a moment in your setup, strong arms. Inhale deeply, drawing that breath all the way down. And as we exhale, taking that gaze, then the crown of your head down to the floor. So the crown of your head, wherever you are in your practice today, you might want to open your legs a little wider as you get down here. But as you exhale, think about the crown of your head facing your mat. So you really want to think about that for your neck. So you know, no tension, no pressure, nothing being held in your neck. Exhale, drop deeply into this stretch. Both hands on the floor. Hold it here. This is great. Such a lovely pose. Maybe drop the eyelids closed here. Allow the blood to flow to your head. As you exhale, maybe you can come in a little deeper, a little lower. Let's plant the left hand now. As you inhale, let's draw that right arm up overhead, coming into a beautiful twist. Hold it there. Exhale, release the neck first, release the right arm. Let's exhale, see if we can come lower in that stretch. Plant the right hand, inhale, left arm rises. Really feel and squeeze through your middle. Arm up to the sky, gaze up over your left shoulder. Hold it here. Exhale, release your head, release your hands. Exhale, drop a little deeper here. You can really feel the stretch now inside your legs. And let's bring our hands to our hips as we inhale, rising. Head's the last thing to come up so we don't get dizzy. Inhale, arms overhead. Bit of a stretch here as we exhale, forward fold again, all the way down. This time we're going to kick our right toes out as we exhale. Let's walk our hands over to our right ankle. Exhale, let's draw that forehead towards your knee. So you're really stretching again through the hamstrings, the quads, through your back. Hold it here, breathe into that stretch. Find some more space.
Release your fingertips to the mat as you walk them back to center. Bring those right toes in. Exhale, kick the left toes out. Walk the fingers round to the left. Grab hold of that left ankle. Exhale, draw that forehead to your left ankle. Find that space. Exhale, release your hands, walk them back to center, bring that left toe back in so that both feet are pointing to the left side of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips, bend your knees slightly. As you inhale, we're going to come up to our goddess pose. So we're going to be opening through the groin here as well. Heel your feet in so that your toes are pointing out. As you exhale, let's drop into this pelvic area, into the groin, into the hips. Exhale, hold it here. Let's just start to loosen up through that seat, through that saddle. It gets tight, holds lots of emotion, lots of tension. Exhale, hold it here. Inhale, let's draw the arms up overhead. And as we exhale, let's take them wide into our cactus arms. Fingers wide spread. Exhale, drop deep into that stretch. Really feel it. Try not to stick your bottom out. Try and pull those hips in. As we exhale, let's bring our arms together. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze those arms together. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze those arms together. Exhale, open, and as we inhale, let's rise up to the sky, stretching. Let's give ourselves a lovely stretch. It's quite a tough one, that. We're going to come through it again, so get yourselves ready. Come back to neutral. Exhale, draw the arms wide. Drop down into your goddess pose. Just check that your elbows are level, that they're not down here or they're not up here. Just check in that they're nice and horizontal. Exhale, drop deeper into that stretch. Feel that burn. Exhale, hands come together. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, hands come together. Inhale, arms wide. Determination here. Exhale, hands come together. Last time. Inhale, arms wide. Exhale, release. Take a lovely stretch here. Wiggle those hips. Wiggle those arms. Exhale, let's bring our arms back down by our sides. Let's step our feet back together in center. Well done. Roll the shoulders. Let's give everything a bit of a shake. You could probably really feel that your heart rate's increased now. So you don't always have to do fast physical movements to get the heart rate going. Holding in strong poses can really get that adrenaline moving. It can get your happy hormones, your endorphins flowing. And it's really good for your blood circulation, releasing any toxins. So all of these stretches, even though they may look like they're slow or they're easy, they're actually very dynamic in themselves. They're very powerful poses. So let's just take our feet with our toes pointing out. We're going to come into our what we call our Yogi Squat. So again, working on the pelvis here, but we also really want to think about our posture. So as we come into this Yogi Squat, we don't want to stick our bottom out. We don't want to drop our body forward. We really want to think about coming down. As we exhale down, we're going to keep our body straight. So bringing your hands together at your heart center, rolling your shoulders back, maybe taking a little smile to yourself. And as you exhale, drop down with control. Remember what I said about sticking your bottom out. And when you get down here, let's use our elbows to push those knees open, finding more space in the hips. Hands come together. Imaginary thread coming out of the crown of your head.
Hold it here. Breathe, find space in those hips. And on an inhale, we're going to rise up. Release your elbows. Come up with some grace and control. Exhale, arms come down. Let's shake those legs out. Well done. Found some lovely opening and space in here. So let's come back to the top of our mat. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. All the way down. Take your right foot back. Followed by your left. Let's drop down into our down dog one more time. Pushing your head through your arms. On an inhale, we're going to draw our right foot up between our hands. We're going to drop our left leg and curl our left toes. So this time we're going to exhale. We're going to walk our hands back, straightening that right leg, coming onto the right heel, holding it there. Holding into that lovely deep hamstring stretch. Again, this is a great one for the runners. Always need to do more hamstring stretches. You can do this one anywhere. Inhale, let's walk the hands back and extend through that left hip flexor. Exhale, let's walk our fingertips back towards our hips. And as we exhale, let's drop down into that right leg, onto the heel of the right foot, really engaging through those right hamstrings. Exhale, walking your fingertips back, stretching through that left hip flexor. Let's drop our hands to the floor. Let's take our left hand inside our right foot and let's rise the right arm up to the sky. Opening up here. Exhale, right arm comes down. Curl that left toe, straighten that left leg, plant your hands. Drop your right foot back, push down into your down dog. Exhale, we're going to drop down into our plank. Knees, chest, chin, push up into your cobra. Now just check in with your hands, make sure that your hands are under your shoulders. Feel that lovely stretch across your back, push your shoulder blades back. Exhale, push back into your child's pose. Inhale, back up to all fours, curl your toes. Exhale, back to your child's pose. Inhale, left leg comes through. Drop that right knee and curl those right toes. Exhale, let's push back. Walk those hands back towards your hips. Extending that left leg. Stretching those left hamstrings. Exhale, walk those fingers forward. Drop into that right hip flexor. Exhale, walk back, fingertips come to hips, onto that left heel, extending through that left leg, hold it here. Exhale, walking the hands forward, extending through that right hip. Let's plant the left hand as we inhale, come into our lovely side twist here. Opening up. Exhale, hands come down. Curl your right toes, step your left foot back. Exhale into your down dog. Exhale, drop down into your plank. Drop knees, chest, chin. Push up into your cobra. And if you're feeling strong and you want to lift those knees off the floor, let's come into our up dog. That's a really lovely stretch for the runners. If you're strong and you feel you've got that in you,
Keep those legs off the floor. Let's drop the knees, push the bottom back. This time we're going to come onto our forearm plank. So you're going to bring your hands onto the floor, forearms onto the floor. You're going to take the right foot back and then the left foot back. So pushing through those heels, building strength in your shoulders, engaging your core. Hold it here. Let's exhale, push into those heels, really stretch through those legs. On an inhale, we're going to lift the bottom. We're going to walk those toes towards your elbows. Forearm down dog. Building strength here. Exhale, walk the toes back. Drop down into your plank. One more time. Inhale, lift that bottom. Walk your feet towards your elbows. Crown of the head to the floor. Building strength in your shoulders. Exhale, walking back into your plank. Dropping your knees, dropping your chest. Let's bring our arms down, drop our left ear to the mat, release our shoulders and our elbows. Stretch here. Release. Inhale, right ear to right mat. And just connecting back to your breath. As we inhale, we're just going to push ourselves back into our down dog. We're going to into our child's pose, but we're going to take a wide leg child's pose here. So let's take the knees wide, bring your feet together. As you exhale, let's drop into that lovely stretch. Forearms on the floor, forehead on the floor. Exhale, push back. Lovely stretch here. You want to feel like you're slowing down now. You want to feel like you're slowing your heart rate. You're still connected to your breath. On an inhale, let's come back up. So let's come up to all fours. We're going to take our left foot back and we're going to bring our right knee in between our hands. So we're coming into our pigeon pose here. And you want to think about, only do this if your knees are okay. If you're suffering with your knee problems, this probably wouldn't be a good one for you. So you just have to think about what works for you. You can also use a cushion or a block under this left hip. Straighten that left toe, that left foot comes onto the floor. And as you exhale, you're going to walk your hands away from you, bringing your forearms to the mat. And as you exhale, you're just going to drop your forehead to the mat. Finding a little space. Connecting to your breath. And as we inhale, we're going to come up on our fingertips. Walk your fingertips back under your shoulders and let's just puff the chest out like a pigeon. Take your gaze forward and maybe have your eyes closed here so you can just connect in with what feels good. Push those shoulders back, engage those shoulder blades. And as we exhale, let's drop our hands to the floor, curl our left toes. Let's take that right leg and we're going to take it all the way up to the sky to give it a lovely big stretch. Drop it down to the mat as we inhale, left leg rises and draw that left knee in between your hands. Uncurl the right toes. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, walk your fingertips away. Forearms come down to the mat. Forehead comes down to the mat. find some space in that left hip. And breathe into those areas of tightness. Connecting back to your body. And as you inhale, gently rise your head. Let's come onto our hands and fingertips as we walk our fingertips back under our shoulders. Push your shoulders. I do apologize. Puffing that chest out. Enjoying that lovely stretch. And then let's plant our hands, curl our right toes. As we inhale, lift that left leg. Give it a lovely big stretch. As you exhale, drop it back down. Come into your plank. Come through your cobra. Push up into your up dog. Last stretch here. Into that lower back. Stretching through those legs. Drop your knees as you exhale. Let's push back into our child's pose. And inhale, let's walk our hands up to our side. So we're coming in and we're just going to do a couple more stretches. Inhale, arms up, overhead. Bring your hands together. And exhale, drop over to the left. Settling your breath. Inhale up. Exhale over to the right. Inhale up. And this time you're going to drop your arms down. You're going to take your left arm across. Right arm comes in and just stretch across your arms there. Exhale, arms come out. Right arm comes across, left arm squeezes in, finding some space in those shoulders. And exhale, coming back, well done. Let's roll those shoulders. We're going to take our arms back behind us. And as we exhale, we're just going to lift those shoulders up. Releasing any tension. Anything last remaining. Across your back. Inhaling, coming up. And one more time. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, coming back. And then release your arms. Let's bring ourselves back down to sitting. Grab your cushion if you want. We're just going to come into the last moment's breath. Settling ourselves, finding some last minute space. We're connecting with our body. Let's inhale, sit tall. Take your left arm behind you. Inhale. Right arm comes to left knee as you inhale. Sit tall, exhale. Squeeze and take your gaze over your left shoulder. Exhale back to center. Swapping your arms around, inhaling, sitting tall. Exhale over that right shoulder. Exhale, sit tall. Coming back to center. So I showed you a handful of moves today. I had so many more that I wanted to share, and I have just run out of time. But thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you have a really awesome day. Namaste. I am sorry about the phone calls. I'm not sure why that happened on the screen today. But as I said, I've got loads more stretches that would be great for runners that I just didn't have time to do. I'd written this whole class plan and I couldn't get them all in. There are so many for you to do. A couple of other ones if you're having lower back pain is just to cross. Just going to run through a couple that you can take away with you. So right leg crosses over left. Exhale, forward fold. That really stretches out the hamstrings. So this is one you could do once you've come in and you're cooling down outside your front door. Simple one. Really stretches the hamstrings. Remember, whatever you do, do it on the other side. Left leg over right, exhale, forward fold. And that's just a really simple one. One that I would always recommend. The other one, of course, the classic. Bringing your knee up, stretching out all the way through the legs. Roll the shoulders back. Beautiful stretch. You can see that at every angle. And just hold it here for a few breaths so that your muscles can really release into that. Exhale, release. And again, whatever you do on one side, make sure you do it on the other. So bringing that left knee to the right knee. So you just try not to think about it like this just as a stretch, but you really have to use your arm, use your leg, engage your core, roll the shoulders back. So just take a few moments, whenever you do a stretch, just take a few moments to think about your setup. There's always another reason for you to take an extra few minutes just to think about your setup. Think about your breath, always drawing your energy down towards your belly button so that you can always use the whole of your diaphragm. You're not just breathing from your chest. Again, another top tip. Inhale, you draw the belly in. Remember, rolling the shoulders back so that you're engaging your shoulder blades. All of these little things will really help you as a runner, just coming into your stretches. So I'm sorry we didn't have loads more time. I could waffle on for hours about the stretches for runners. But just remember, whatever you do it well, do it safely. Remember also, after any exercise, just to drink lots of water, especially as the sun comes out and the days are getting warmer. Really keep yourself hydrated. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'm sorry I didn't have any music. I don't know what happened there, and I'm sorry about my phone calls. But other than that, I loved practicing with you. I love sharing my top tips. And if you've got any comments or you have anything that you'd like to ask me, please feel free to leave a message in the comments and I will come back to you. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.